Hello there, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Cities Skylines. We've been growing our city reasonably well in the last few episodes, and today we're going to take a look at the public transport that we've got going on, given that we have changed the kind of the inner structure of the city quite dramatically. So while you were away, I deleted all of the existing bus routes, as you can see. No longer there. We're not quite in a position to start a metro link yet. I think that would possibly be a little excessive, but we will get to that. Don't worry about it. And trains and boats and planes and all the rest of that kind of good stuff we will be adding over time, but right now we're all about the buses. So we've got kind of distinct areas here. So we've got right here, we've got housing, so this is nothing but residential. Over here, pretty much nothing but industrial. Then we've got a massive commercial area here, plenty of housing in this area, and kind of downtown offices and a little bit of commercial going on here. So we want to, obviously want to link our housing areas with commercial zones and other places that people are going to work. So let's start off with something relatively basic, shall we? Let's just take things along the roads that we've already got set up. Because basically, I mean, first thing I'm going to need to do is replace everything that I just demolished. I am, pretty trigger happy when it comes to bulldozer usage. Then we'll go out to, where should we go? Let's go as far as here. So yeah, so this is going to be my, is there a one-way in there? Possibly. Okay, fine. In that case, we'll go around the block. So I'm going to do this without too much care and attention. The primary goal is to keep people moving. I'm going to make most of these routes overlap, at least in a couple of places, so that people can get off Route 1 and get onto Route 2. And it's tricky to know exactly, because the one kind of piece of feedback you don't get is journey times and the importance thereof. Pretty much every city building or route management or game of this kind does require a certain amount of attention to be paid to journey times, because people won't want to go on excessively lengthy journeys. However, we'll see if that bears out with this line that I'm putting up now. Let's take them down the side here, and you can go down this first line. So yeah, it's not the most riveting thing to watch, so I shall do this quickly. In order to get some progress going nice and fast. Do I want to put a stop there? I might as well put a stop there. And then where's my end of line? Right there. Okay, good. Right, that's one. Let's do another one. Let's start it out here, shall we? In fact, no, let's start it much further along. Here we go. So this is the kind of the high cost coastal zone, coastal housing area, which leads into Bankers Weekend Retreat, which is our slightly higher cost, higher taxed residential area for those in the banking industry. How do we know the banking industry guys are going to love it? Well, they're the ones that can afford the high cost stuff. Take it right through the heart of Wrecking Ball. So named, if you hadn't tuned in for that particular episode, so named because we're going to demolish it all at some point. Do I want to come down the parallel street, or should we go two? Yeah, let's go two down. Okay, and then let's let's get it back to the start. Okay, so that's 2 lines running. How's our coverage there? Right, we want to do kind of a loop through the heart of the city, and a bit more. Let's start with getting a bit more progress on this retail park that we've got going on. So yeah, I mean, basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that I've got coverage along the majority of my streets, even if that's not too close together. If I were doing this for an area that was going to stand the test of time, I would probably put a little bit more effort into making this consistent. But right now, a few overlapping lines that cover all major streets will suffice. But I really do need to look into, you know, what are the most effective kind of spacing for different routes, and you know, how much. What's the actual radius that a bus stop can have? Right, and then we'll come around the end here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, right, where did this one start? Flashing lines. We started out in the commercial area here. Okay, cool. So yeah, something of a laborious process, but it does make a big difference to getting people to move around. And one of the big complaints that this industrial area, this commercial area has got at the moment, is a lack of customers. So hopefully we will be able to drive a few more passengers out here in order to keep this place nicely afloat in a business sense. And on each line, I'm going to try and have it stop in such a way that it overlaps with other lines, so that people can hop from one to the other. And then, you know, it'll be down to the individual citizen to actually figure out the timetable in question. Actually, I possibly wanted to go down the other way at that one, but never mind. Let's have a look. Let's take that one and then this one. And then look to get back to the beginning again. Yes, definitely. Not putting massive effort in here. This is, and to be honest, while I'm just mapping stuff out, there's not an awful lot you can say about it either. But please bear with me, and I'm sure this will pay off. Yeah, let's do these as crossover stops. Okay, how's that looking? That's looking pretty good. We've not quite got enough coverage down here, but that's okay for the moment. What I will also do is let's set up a route on here. To kind of link our housing and industrial areas up. And what I have to watch out for doing this is I have to watch out for the number of one-way streets that I've got down here, because they are numerous. Now that's a good station, so it doesn't really need a passenger stop, but we'll have one there anyway. What have we got? And then let's take it out to here. Oh, interesting. Can it come back this way, or will it use the freeway? Okay. Oh, no, this is all positive. This is all positive. Okay, so it's quite a lengthy route, and as you know, as mentioned before, the interesting thing is going to be, you know, how long are people going to be prepared to stay on a route? And then I want to do one more, actually. Now, I'm pretty certain it's going to be one way. No, it's okay. And then I want to get you across here. So this is going to be a route that allows people to cross over onto the retail park. Do you see? I've spotted a slight issue with this one already, in that I've put quite a lot of buses going down one section of the. I'll show you I'll show you properly in a sec. I've almost finished this one. Bear with me, and then I'll show you what I mean. I've created a potential traffic drama there, and that's taking it a really cool route. Well, it's a really long route. So if you're coming in here, go from there and then complete the line. Okay, right, let's get that rolling, shall we? Okay, yeah, so what I was talking about is this section right here. At the moment, this is the worst laid out bit of road that I've got. Because it's the only exit from this commercial zone here, this commercial kind of district area. I'll extend that later on by adding an option to exit the region, the district kind of over here. I'll probably stick a bridge out over this section once we expand. But right now, all traffic from this commercial area is routed down here, and then it can either head out towards this kind of remnant industrial area and housing, or it can take the main route, which leads back to the highway, the interstate, the in and out of town. And when we were here last time around, that was actually looking relatively healthy, in terms of, you know, traffic was building up a little, but it was moving through, and we're still there now, but the traffic kind of volume is starting to get a little bit higher, which is going to be problematic. Meanwhile, we have similar drama going on here, but that's because of the volume of buses I've just put into service. Now, hopefully some traffic lights are going to change at some point, and these guys will move, unless I've created total gridlock. No, not yet. Near total gridlock. Hilarious. So that's going to take a minute or two to clear. There is a mod that I've seen that gets rid of vanishing vehicles, which means that you can end up completely gridlocked with no hope of salvation, which is the sort of thing that really floats my boat in terms of hilarity. But right now I'm okay with this as is. Now we've cleared some space up there, so hopefully this will ease off, because it's creating a tailback on the motorway as well. In fact, it's probably creating tailbacks everywhere. Yeah, just a little bit. Entertaining. Yeah, so here we go. Here's a safety tip for you. If you're going to add new bus lanes, don't do them all at once while on pause, and then unpause dramatically and expect it just to work, because you end up with an enormous queue of buses trying to get out of your bus station. And unless your bus station is on a particularly underused section of road, you're going to find yourself in this situation where they're basically running a parade. Now this will ease off once we start spewing buses out of our... once we stop spewing buses out of our bus station. Seriously, how many buses do you need? Actually, some of these routes are actually quite long, so it doesn't surprise me that we're chucking out quite so many. And this is going to have another knock-on effect. It's going to have a knock-on effect for our trash, our kind of landfill areas. and garbage collection generally, because that all routes out through the same area. And that's a big shortcoming, actually, that I could do with resolving. Although maybe, in fact, most of this is two-way, so they could probably get out the other way. Intriguing. Right, okay, what other problems we got going on? Got a few unoccupied buildings there, which we'll just get shot of. That's okay. So one of the problems that we've hoped to resolve there is there were significant complaints about there being a lack of customers in this new commercial area. Let's just get rid of this up, I think. There we go. And hopefully that should fix itself. Right, we've got a little bit of demand for residential, not much for anything else. We just passed 20,000 citizens. That's good too. I haven't seen a train go to our cargo terminal yet, but it's largely there to fuel demand more than anything else. And clearly, you know, we've got vehicles heading in and out of there on a regular basis, so it's doing something. Exactly what it's doing, I'm not entirely sure. But there you go. Alright, smashing. Right, what should we do next? Oh, look at this queue here. That's fun. So here we go. We actually get to see a hexagon queuing up, which so far we haven't seen. And it's because nobody's using the second exit, because everything they want is in this primary area here. It's perhaps not surprising, given Colossal Order's legacy with Cities in Motion, but this is very much a traffic-solving simulator. If you can resolve your traffic, things will work out for you. Theoretically. Oh, no, there we go. Goods train. 33% loaded. Alright. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Fine, just go. I don't mind. Yeah, this traffic issue here is a little bit of a worry. That's only a minor worry. Still, let's have a look and see if World of Buses has dispersed, and it clearly has. So the buses are all out and about, snarling up traffic elsewhere in the network. Marvellous. Right, housing demand. Let's get some housing up. So I've still not quite got to the point where I've unified my my city, because we're in several distinct pieces at the moment. This freeway, this interstate here, will be effectively just running through the centre of town once we've completed. But at the moment, it's we're fragmented between our original build and where we are now. I'm going to put that there, just so that we can wholly flesh out this area. Because housing is what we're demanding right now. And actually, I'll do exactly the same thing on this next one. And then if that builds up, we can get rid of these pylons that we're having to use to ship out to the next area across. Magnificent. Right, in fact, I'm going to over-deliver on housing capacity for the moment. Oh, you're already building. All right, fine. Sorry, you carry on as you were. Splendid. Okay, so what else do we need to look at? I mean, I really want to get industrial growth moving. If anything, industry is undersubscribed in the city so far. Oh, is it? Is it though? All right, maybe it's not. Maybe it's okay. It would be quite good to offer another option to these chaps, though, so that they're not clogging this street up quite so badly. So it might have almost been worthwhile making this a second hexagon. Not that I'm obsessed with my road building perfection in the slightest. But look at it, that green van almost got taken out there through an illegal right turn. don't see this getting any better anytime soon. Okay, interesting. All right, so that's something that I'm going to need to think about. Okay. Oh, there's an interesting thought. There is an interesting thought. Okay, I like it. All right, let's bring up my bus routes again. I know I'm not supposed to internalize the plan. You're supposed to be told what's going on. Okay, so what I'm thinking is let's get some passenger rail going, because these areas are all passenger worthy, and then it would just be a case of replicating that route in a passenger sense with buses as well. I don't want to build the metro. The metro's too expensive for me. 45,000. So I could build 2 passenger stations. So we could stick one here, which would make this commercial area very happy indeed. And then we could stick another one up here and then shuttle between the 2. Except I don't think the game wants to work like that. I think the game would rather connect up to the main rail line. But you know how you figure out if that's the case or not? Is you do it and see what happens. Alright, we'll put one there, which has made them happy. And we'll put one here, which has made them happy. Alright, okay, so that's burned a heck of a lot of cash. But you know, that's what it's for. And while I'm profitable, I might as well. And then we'll rip this all the way down here. Oh, go on, you want to get under the bridge. You know you want to. No? Okay, right. Let's back it up. Back it up a bit. Give me the wiggly painter, please. Because you will get under there. Right, let's stop building out of that. Get back onto straight lines. And this is the test. You know, will we see trains immediately happen here? Because if they do, fantastic. That's a major. That's a problem solved immediately, right there, straight away, no problems. However, if I've got to link it up to the main line, that is much more of a pain in the backside. And I think you've probably got power. I think you're just having me on. But let's do that anyway, just to be on the safe side. Meanwhile, we can get rid of some of these. That's it. Yep, that one, right there. Go on. There we are. Good. Oh, and while we're at it, that one as well. Come on. There you go. Because one of the things about having to place power, of course, is that in doing so, you are blocking perfectly viable building areas. But once they're zonally connected, that becomes less of an issue. There we go. Now, where's the last? There should be a connection over to. Oh, and that's running out through the water. Okay, right, good. Let's unpause and survey the damage. Right, you've got passenger service last week 0. Okay, but let's give it time to see what happens here. See if my suspicion is true and that no train are going to use that. Am I missing something? Open budget panel, relocate, on, off. Do I need to buy a train? Nope. Ah, train line. Draw a train line. Okay, right, cool. Right, and there you go. Good. And back again. There you are. Off you trot. Ah, right, good. Works exactly like buses. Good show. So this should fuel growth on both sides. Let's. Do you want to stick? No. This is a retail park. Let's retail it. There we go. Let's leave a bit of road space there so that we can add some road. And for this one, do we want it to go any further than that, or are we quite happy with a two-stop? Actually, we'll leave the ends open so that we can take that further. Now, the question is, do I need to do anything like that with goods? I don't think I do. I think goods will be picked up on basically automatically. Trains, carriers, robbers outside. Okay. Okay, well, let's see how that pans out over time, shall we? What have we got going on? Passenger service last week? None. And? None. Well, we haven't had a week yet. So, let's see what happens when the week passes. I mean, it certainly seems to be helping for a bit of demand. Equally, we've got industrial demand shooting up. That's very good news. And this entire residential area here is full. It's fully bought out. And that's also good news. Okay, so I'm going to leave you today where we're in a strong position. The traffic here also appears to have alleviated itself just a little, and that's also positive. So we've got good growth going on. We've actually got some industrial demand, which is great. As soon as I fill that in terms of zoning, that will also lead to greater demand for residents. So the knock-on effect will continue, which will aid commercial. So I think my next objective is going to be to try and unify these disparate districts to turn it into one city rather than kind of this big fragment that we've got going on at the moment. So why not tune in next time and see how we get on with that. Thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Like this video if you enjoyed it. If you stuck through the tedious bus zoning at the start of the episode, leave a like. You deserved it. And I'll catch up with you next time. Thanks very much. I've been Colonel Failure. Cheerio.